Hey, what's up, guys? It's the same old G, and I want to discuss something that has been on my mind for a long time. I think I might have covered it actually in the past. I don't know, but it's this that I always found that there is a sad part to this hobby. There's something definitely sad about it. Something that is like inevitable. Like, I don't know how you guys say this in English, but it is kind of like at the fundamental structure, the fundamental basis of the hobby is the loneliness of it, the lonely part. I'm listening to a lot of vlog, and I'm listening to a lot of podcasts, and I'm talking with the people I know, who are part in this hobby. And what I notice is that a lot of people buy a whole lot of books and spend a whole lot of time listening to vlogs and reading blogs and podcasts, and they go to game stores and they think about the hobby a lot. They watch all kinds of TV shows and movies, and they read the books and shit, but they don't play. They don't play. A lot of people in this hobby ends up buying the books, putting the books on the table next to them, next to their computer, and they touch it, they look at it, they look at the images, they flip through the pages, they read it a little, they fantasize a lot about it, but they end up not playing it. And this is sad. This is what I call the lonely part of it, because I'm listening to all these guys. The reason why I'm thinking about this and I want to share it with you is that it's because I hear people all the time mentioning, talking about all these books sitting on their shelves, and all these games sitting on their shelves that they don't get to play it. And they mention it, they talk about it, but it's like a reality. They mention buying the books because they want to complete the series, or they want to look at the images, or they want to read it, but they end up not playing it. They end up actually not doing what the hobby is supposed to be doing, right? And I think that it's profoundly sad. I mean, there is something to be said either about human nature, or about the kind of people who play this hobby, or just the hobby in itself. I don't think it's the people, actually. I do think that it's the hobby. And I think I made this argument before when I say that this hobby demands so much to be real, to actually have a session going on. It demands a whole lot of things getting together at the same time. Like, you need everybody on the same page to actually wanted to play the same game. Then you need everybody's schedule to collapse, to converge on the same day. Then you need everybody to show up, not choking on anxiety attack and shit. Then you need everybody to actually have fun at the same time. So it's like you're demanding a lot out of people. I'm talking to the hobby right now. You're demanding a whole lot out of people to actually exist. So it feels sometimes like Now I'm making a big generalization, because there is people actually playing, right? You know, you have people on Roll20, you have people on Google Hangouts and shit, and you have people in the real world playing. But I would be curious to get some statistic on how much of this hobby is actually being played. I'm pretty sure that a big part of this hobby, I'm pretty sure that a big part of this hobby is actually being fantasized. And this is the point of this video. I do think that a lot of this hobby, a huge part of this hobby, is actually being fantasized, imaginized in people's head, rather than actually being played. And I do think that this is sad. I do think it's a waste. It's a waste of energy. It's a waste of this hobby. Personally, I have experienced this. There's a lot of the games that I own that I don't get to play. You know, it's really hard for me to get a group. It's so complicated that I actually end up giving up all the time. You know, the most popular games, I can find people online with a lot of energy. If I spend a shit ton of energy organizing a group, finding people, creating Facebook pages, and creating momentum and all that, I will end up with a group. I will. It might not survive long, because people will choke, people will have life and shit, but I might gonna be able to have a couple sessions in of the most popular ones. The most underground ones, it's almost like it's a taut experiment, these games. Like, people create the games, you know, put energy in it, manage to sell some of it because of the artwork and because of the genre and because of the possibility of playing, that create excitement in people, but actually never being played. It's crazy. It's crazy, and this is so sad. But it's a reality. It's a huge reality. It's a controversial one as well. A lot of people don't talk about it, but it's so true. It is so fucking true. A lot of people fantasize about playing their games, but they don't. They actually never get to play them. They touch the book, they read it. The book is sitting on their table next to the computer, so they see it. You know, it's like watching it, representing, imagining sessions and stories in their head, creating characters and shit. They never get to play. So there's an argument as well to be said about the lonely fun. You know, about this part of the game where it's the lonely fun, creating character for yourself, never get to play it. Or if you're a GM, you know, like creating plots and story arc and NPCs and shit, and never get to play it. You know, the drawing maps and shit. The lonely fun. It is super fun. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that it's not fun. I'm just saying that it's interestingly sad that this hobby is kind of like never managed to achieve itself. It's never actually actualizing itself. Most of the time, it's just maybe it is just a big part of this hobby not to be played. I mean, and I'm not being cynical here. I'm having a game right now. I'm playing. You know, it's not about. It's just something that stroked me. It stroked me. I think it was a couple of days ago. I was walking outside. I was thinking about RPG, and I was like, man, all of these games that I don't get to play. You know, like, even if you have a group, sometimes something that happens. It's something that happened is that you talk about these cool games that you have that we should try, and they say, oh yeah, we should try, but people, let's play the good old one that we know. Let's play the good old one that we know, right? So it's an interesting thing for me. It's like, and I want to know what you guys think. I want to hear about your story. Like, why, like, how do you spend your lonely fun? How many games are you touching and rubbing and flipping through right now, fantasizing about playing it and you don't? What are these games that you really want to play and you don't? And tell me, what is your setup at home like? How do you look at these games on your shelf? And also the consumerism behind this. Like, how many of these games that you know you will never play, that you fantasize about buying? That's another thing. It's the money, like the buying thing. You receive it by the mail and you open it like a present, like a child. You know, being a child again, that feeling of having this present. Like, this is huge. This hobby runs a lot on this level as well, and I am part of that as well. I do have this experience myself. I would not say that it's most of it, but it must be half. A good 50% of my fun in this hobby is around that that reality, that sad reality. I do think it's sad. I think it's sad, because I don't think this hobby is meant to be fantasized. I think that this hobby is meant to be actualized. A big part of it is to be imagined, right? It's fantasizing and imagining it and creating stuff in your head and all that. That's good, but if you don't get to actualize it, and these ideas and these characters and these fantasies, they all just stay as a representation, I do think that's kind of sad. Alright, I want to know, guys, what are the games that you fantasize about that you don't play? I want to know how do you feel about this reality? Do you think it's sad yourself? And why do you keep going? Why do you keep putting energy and love and imagination and time and money in this if you don't actually get to do something about it? Why? Let me know. I'm curious. I want to know. I want to hear some response. Thank you for watching. This is Same Old G. Talk to you soon.